Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Deborah. In a few days, it'll be Resurrection Sunday. And I have a lot of questions. So, what I'm going to try to do is just ask you a lot of questions as it relates to your faith, Christianity, Jesus, everything I could think of. And my goal is to invite you to consider your own belief system and your faith and how it works for you. So my first question is, are you a Christian? And if you are, why are you a Christian? Why did you choose that? If you are not, how did that happen? If that was something you chose, how did it happen? What value is it to you if you are a person of Christian faith? Do you know any other Christians, and what do you see the value for them? Not what they say, but what you see them doing. Same thing with you. What is it about it that is so important that you chose it, that you have decided to make it some part of your life? If you can, tell us, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you? 10 meaning it is extremely important. 1 is it not important at all? So I already mentioned the value of it in your everyday life. How do you exercise it? How do people know you are a person of faith, or you're Christian rather? And if you're not, same questions. What don't you do? What do you do? Based on how you behave, would people know that you are or are not a Christian? For those of you who are Christians, my next question is, what if you found out that there is no resurrection? Now, in the Bible, I think it was 1 Corinthians chapter 15, the writer is basically talking to the people at the church of Corinth and was talking about what people were saying about the resurrection and Jesus' resurrection and the value of it, if it happened, and what it means. And I always wonder, people who have decided that they are Christians, what would they do? And I'm asking you, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and some scientists, some biblical archeologists have discovered that it is a hoax, it is not real, it did not happen? What would you make of that? What do you think, based on that, is real? Now, you got to be able to pretend, and you've got to allow yourself to pretend. And now, if you can't, just say no response. Don't even answer it. But if you care to, I'm interested in knowing what would you do differently and why. And those of you who don't believe and don't in Christianity and Jesus and the whole bit, I would want to know, what would you make of that? And I guess the question would be, what do you think the value is of Christianity, not religion? And when I say not religion, I don't mean not as a whole. Anybody who believes in God, I'm asking strictly about Christianity, because, again, we're in the season where Christians celebrate the highest, the biggest, the most significant aspect of their belief, and that is in Jesus and Jesus of Nazareth and his resurrection. Interestingly enough, I looked at the Da Vinci Code again, and it was really interesting that all the dynamics that are there, and I think maybe that's what got me on this quest to see what you guys think. Can you tell? Can you tell a Christian from a non-Christian? And if you can, what is it that you see or don't see? I would be interested. Why do you suppose that they always say don't talk about religion? Why not talk about it? This country says that it is a Christian nation. People say that. I think, but only 67% of the people in this country profess to be Christians, and there are other religions that are here as well. So I wanted to know, why is that so important to us to at least say that, and what is the difference between us and maybe Sweden, which is supposed to be a country that's officially atheist? I would be interested to know what you think the real difference between them and us. And then I said us because I'm a Christian. What's the real difference between, even in this country, people who say they're believers as in Christians, and people who don't call themselves Christians? There's a phrase that says they're called nuns, N-O-N-S. So I'm just wondering what that means for us. And when you think about 67%, if you're talking 67 out of 100, if that were a test at school, that would be a D plus, sort of. Yeah, that would be a D plus. So you would still, you're passed, but not by very much. So that means, if, from what I understand about Christianity, one of the things we're supposed to do is share the gospel, the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And from what I gathered in my brief research of this, back in the 70s, 76, we were 91%. People claimed, and I'm quoting, claimed to be Christians, 91%. And then over time, it's gone down. Right now, it's at 67. What has happened that has gone down? That is not as many people who profess or claim to be Christian now as they did before. I think I might be at the end of my questions, and maybe I'll respond to this post, this video as well, if I can think of another question. But I just want to know what y'all think, because I know it's on our minds. That, people may or may not go to church on Sunday. They might still acknowledge it in some kind of way. So I just want to see what's happening. Let me know what you think.